The Industrial Revolution.
Wait, same. Literally
but
same.
also not just that. Okay.
What's specific?
Okay, I was.
Get ready. It's time. Christina, Katherine, Lisa, Amy, and Lauren. Welcome to the Cimorelli podcast.
Hey, I'm Christina.
I'm Katherine.
I'm Amy.
And we're Cimorelli. Oh man, I was waiting on I'm Lauren.
Yeah.
Guys, Lauren is sick today, so she's out today, but she should be in next week, I would assume. So
we should hope.
But Lauren is still going to be in the 5 Pops. We got hers on the phone and Lisa's as well, so you'll get a little I was going to say shout out, that's not the right word. You'll get a little what is it? Participation.
You'll get a participation
from them. That's not the word looking
moment
for.
from Lauren and Lisa.
Yeah, you'll get them in the episode. That's what I was trying to say. So what's today's episode?
Hi, welcome to episode 201. Today's episode is brought to us by our sponsor, Christina, because it was her idea to do this episode today. And today, we are going to be talking about our Roman empires. Dun, dun, dun. No, I'm kidding. So if you are not familiar with this term, it basically is from a trend on TikTok where for some reason, somehow, someone put together that apparently a lot of men, supposedly, members of the male species, think about the Roman Empire with some sort of frequency.
Frequently. Nick said he thinks about it a lot.
Max
that
said he
is
doesn't.
so
I have to
weird.
say, I love that. I really love that.
I think that's fun.
I love that. I would say that's my type. Man who thinks about the Roman Empire frequently. Anyway, continue.
I don't understand what there's to think about though. Like the ancient Rome. Like is he out there? I don't understand what there's to think about.
A lot, apparently.
Besides like I don't know, gladiators.
Oh, wait, he told me when he thought about it a lot, and I can't remember, but it made sense.
Okay.
Oh, well, he's in construction, so all the time he goes like, oh, they used to do this when they were building this. I don't know.
Well, and if you went to like a Catholic or Christian like school, they probably talked about it a lot because it was very involved in biblical like things. The Roman Empire was a big part of Jesus' time.
I bet you're right. So, okay, which he did go to Catholic.
That's part of it. Strange, but I don't know why people think about it, but they do. Anywho, so it as all vocabulary phrases tend to do on TikTok, they take a life of their own and they turn it into something else. So Roman Empire has now turned into a phrase to describe something you think about with a certain amount of frequency. But here's the thing. People always use it wrong.
They do.
And it's
absolutely
it's wrong. And I'm sorry. It's just like they
just say it's like something that is like profoundly thought about, not necessarily with such frequency.
Or it's just their life. It's not like a random niche
it's not a thing that they keep thinking about.
That just pops in every once in a while. Like the Roman Empire saying, hey,
it's not like yet, I think about this once a year. No. It's got to be something
also
that
not
all
just like a
the
random
time.
life thing.
Is the time this happened. Oh, is that what you think about? Literally every week you think about what happened. If it is, then yes.
Sometimes it could be like a niche event from your middle school experience. That could be Roman Empire.
If you think about it again.
But if it's like, oh, your relationship, that's not a Roman Empire, honey. That is just your life. Living itself.
So, all right. So that's what we're doing today. Let's start with our highs and lows, ladies.
Highs and our lows.
What's your high and your low of the week?
I don't remember.
Oh my gosh.
No. Wait, what even?
I feel like my low was this morning, but it wasn't even that low. But it was just like I was trying to get going, and I was just like, I was like, everything's behind. But everything isn't actually that
felt
behind.
that
So I don't know
morning.
What happened? There's one call I'm putting off making. I've been putting it off for like months, and Nick is like, "What is wrong with you?" Not really, but
if you
but really,
don't do it, it'll explode.
So I was like, I'm doing it this morning, and then I didn't do it. So I can do it this evening though. Anyway, so this morning I was like, everything's behind. I looked around the house. It wasn't even that messy, but I was like, the house is a mess. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I'm just lightly sleep deprived, and it's just getting to me.
Tough.
So that's my low, is that this morning I was having a panic. Not really. Whatever. What's my high?
I don't know.
Guys, I can't remember anything that happened.
I don't know what happened to both of our brains, but
This
they
week.
got zapped.
What
This week
happened
was
this
an intense week, I guess.
My high was that I'm reading The Hobbit.
That's your high.
And
I love it.
I wake up in the morning and I'm excited to read it.
Love it.
You do?
Yes.
You're such a nerd.
I know.
I love it.
So that is my high.
Hobbit.
What about you?
Let's see. My low, I just had a lot of anxiety this week for a lot of random things. I'm trying to think of a specific. Oh, this morning was annoying because I went to Ye Old Church, to, meet with the Lord.
Ye Old.
And there was no parking anywhere. And I was late. I got there and I was like, oh, I'm going to be early. No, I'm going to be late because there's no parking anywhere. So I had to park somewhere random that I don't usually park, which I hated, and walk a far distance. But it's all for you, Lord. But it was so annoying. I almost had a meltdown. I was just like, I'm never going to park and I'm never going to get there. And then I'm like, why? Because I was trying to go. It was just a whole fiasco because I tried to wake up early and go to the earlier time, but then I slept in 20 minutes late. Only 20 minutes was the difference between going and not going. So that was tough. And then I just had a fiasco. And then I was just stressed the entire time thinking about all the things I had to do. So that was not ideal, as they would say. And my high... Oh, I saw a bunch of my friends and people I like last night. So that was really fun. I was at a little event and it was really fun. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot.
That.
Oh, and my cake that I've been eating all week.
Oh, okay.
That's a high. Except for, guys, this cake is really...
What?
Something about the batter, the constitution of the cake. It makes it so if you eat too much of it at one time, if you eat too big of a bite, you literally... It will sponge up in your throat and you start choking.
That happens with pancakes.
It's actually
where
scary.
you get a blockage.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
That happens with
Actually
pancakes.
scary.
I think it's when things are fluffy and have
Oh
a
my
good amount of baking powder or something.
It was scary though. I found that out this week.
Maybe it was like.
was
Oh my
scary.
gosh, Amy! Please call 911 if you choke.
I was like, am I really choking? And I was.
Gotta take small bites of the dense cake.
Yes.
Okay.
I am not, what are they called? Well-mannered. Okay. And that's how we know.
You mean Lauren? He takes one crumb.
She really does.
She does. She would never
Lauren
choke
eats a Kit
on
Kat in
cake.
how many bites? Or Lauren eats
She eats
candy corn in 3
bites.
bites.
That is
She would never
insane.
choke on cake.
Cake would choke on it.
You know what else makes me cough?
What?
Otter Pops.
Yeah, because you're probably allergic. Oh, I think I'm
Wait,
allergic to
what?
that. Something in Otter Pops makes me cough too.
Yeah, every time I have an
Because
Otter
it's
Pop.
an itchy throat. Yeah, something.
Wait,
like-
I gotta look that up. Okay, you go. I'm gonna look that up right now.
Okay. My low is that I think I broke my toe.
Oh my gosh!
Or
what
happened?
happened?
I don't know. So dumb, guys. It's just because I'm pregnant and my ligaments are loose and I was already clumsy before and now I'm even more clumsy. It's literally a thing that your ligaments get everything gets loosened up. I was walking in my kitchen, do that every day, and I swung my leg around really fast and it caught on the high chair.
No.
And it just I hit it really hard
Oh.
and it was bleeding a lot. And it
That's
just
really
hurt,
scary.
but then that was a couple days ago, and now my toe's gray, and it hurts when I wear most pairs of shoes.
That's
Ew.
weird.
But I did break my other toe last year, and that was way worse than this. So this was just my little toe, so it's not that bad. It just kind of hurts when I walk. So
That's disturbing.
I found the answer.
What is the
What?
answer?
It says, okay, so possibly citric acid. The taste of citrus fruits induces coughing. It is used to do so when, whatever, that doesn't matter. Possibly that, and also possibly allergy or sensitivity to yellow number 5 is common.
I don't think it's citrus fruits because I eat oranges and stuff all the time, and I don't
Citric
cough.
acid.
I don't think I'm sensitive to citrus. It's got to be the
Oh,
dye.
and you should pay attention to what color
You know
one
what?
it is.
Certain candies make me cough. So maybe I am allergic to
It might
dye.
be a certain, you should see if it's a certain color one.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
I don't honestly have such a boring high. I think my high was that I had one day that I didn't have that much to do and I got to rest. It was nice.
Good for you.
Getting to that point where I'm just like, I just want to lay there and just chill.
As you should.
Yeah, I just want to chill.
As you should.
Before we get into this, I have to say, if you want to see all the full episodes of the Cimorelli podcast, you need to join our Patreon. It's $5 a month. It really supports us. We appreciate you guys so much. And you get all the full episodes plus our Monday content, which is like a Q&A with each of us individually. We might switch it up to something else soon. I don't know. We'll see. If you have any ideas, let us know. And there's all the older content like Lisa's Wacky Wednesdays. Oh my gosh, guys. There's some wild stuff on there. You get all of it, all the past episodes, everything. Exclusive live stream with us every month on one of the tiers. Oh my gosh. And we tell you something exclusive in that exclusive live stream. Just saying, like playing snippets of like unreleased songs, things are going to come out soon, telling you news and whatnot, lots of stuff. So anyway, join our Patreon, linked below, patreon.com/Cimorelli, and we appreciate all the patrons so much for supporting us. It means so much to us. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. So we've all talked about therapy for years and years. I would say before it was cool to talk about therapy, we were talking about therapy. Am I right? In the earlier days, the early days of YouTube. Since then, we've been talking about therapy, just saying. And we're all huge advocates. We've all been in therapy. We've been in therapy together, individually, many different ways. And it has definitely changed all of our lives. We've all seen multiple therapists, right? Yes. Yeah. Some good, some not as good, which is one of the great things about BetterHelp. Let me tell you what BetterHelp is first, and I'll tell you why it's so great for particularly switching therapists, which is a part of the therapy process. So BetterHelp is online therapy. You go on, you sign up, and you do like a questionnaire thing, and it helps connect you with who they think will be the right therapist for you. And if it's not the right therapist, super easy to switch. One of the best parts, I would say, in the fact that it's all online from the comfort of your own home, no driving there and back. You don't have to be in person. I do think it eliminates a lot of the obstacles for most people, and really, brings you closer to actually getting therapy. We all need therapy for one reason or another, I would say, or in one time of your life or another. And BetterHelp is a great option for you. I actually just saw a friend, I was just telling them, I just saw a friend post on her Facebook about how BetterHelp was changing her life and how she wanted to just recommend it to all her friends because she said she had to switch therapists like once, and she found an amazing therapist for her who was literally changing her life. She's going through a lot of really hard times and loss right now. And it was really cool to see her open up and share that. So I want to share that with you guys as well. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. Visit betterhelp.com/Cimorelli to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Cimorelli. Okay, we're going to go to our main topic, which is our Roman Empire.
Yes!
I feel like there's a lot more for me that I'm missing here, and it was so hard to rack my brain for this.
Yeah.
To think about, what do I think about all the time?
Well,
I feel like after this, I'm going to think of things.
I thought of all these random things that I think about, and then I'm like, do I think about this every week now? So I'm not going to lie.
Month?
I'm not going to lie and say I think about it all the time.
Is it every month?
No, the ones on my list I think about almost every day.
Okay.
But Amy might have just said they were wrong, so now I'm feeling insecure.
It can't be like,
so let's start on your
grocery shopping. I think about it every week.
Honestly, that was one of the things that came to mind, but I was like, I can't write that down.
That's just called life.
That's just too boring. Okay, Christina, you have to start because I don't want to start.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Now I'm scared.
Hold on.
It's okay.
My first one is my pelvic floor. I think about it every single day, 100%, every single day.
Of course you do.
I think about all sorts of things. I think about every movement I make. That's just a daily life thing. But even beyond that, I think about it with things all the time. And everything people do, I'm like, that's your pelvic floor. I don't know. There's just so many things. Like people are lifting weights and I'm like, ooh, their form, straining their pelvic floor. If someone bends down to pick something up instead of squatting, never bend down to pick anything up, ever.
Never.
Always squat. Never,
Always.
ever bend. Squat.
Squat.
And I'm like, oh, pelvic floor. Or they like round their back. Never round your back
Don't
when you
round
lean
it.
over. Don't do that. That doesn't matter. But I think about my pelvic floor all the time and other people's pelvic floors all the time. I can't stop thinking about pelvic floors.
That is very strange.
I follow many accounts
That is niche.
about pelvic floors.
You know, I get it.
I think about it all the time. I think about the future of my pelvic floor. I think about the past of my pelvic floor. I'm dead serious. I think about this all the time. I'm like,
too good.
what happened in the past? I think about how I used to live, all the things I've done, all the symptoms I've felt. It's my Roman Empire, my pelvic floor. I'm Christina, and my Roman Empire is my pelvic floor.
Oh my gosh.
Or is that more my strange, not my strange addiction, my strange obsession? Nope, it's not strange. Okay, next.
My first one that came to mind is getting sick. I think about it with frequency.
Absolutely.
I think about it in terms of even just something going on in the future. I'm like, oh, hopefully I don't get sick and I have to miss it, which makes no sense.
Every week or every day.
I literally think about getting sick probably at least once a week. At least. Also, though, this cold and flu season has been ridiculous. So I think about it a lot more because everyone is always getting sick around me lately. But I think about it all the time because I'm like, what am I going to do? Am I going to replan things? Oh my gosh, what's around this person was sick? How am I going to figure that out? What am I going to do? And it sounds so like lame, but that is my Roman Empire, but more like my OCD thought spiral.
The OCD gods.
They will get you.
I feel like that's mine too. I think about being like, especially my children being sick, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what if they're sick? How long is it gonna last? Who are we around? Oh my gosh, is that a runny nose? I feel like I think about that a lot.
Yes, literally. If I had children, that would be my second Roman Empire. Is them getting sick.
Okay, I'm realizing I think the reason this question is hard for me is because I think about a lot of niche things, but not any one of them for like a very, very long year, like years and years as much. It's more like I have like my cycles.
You're shorter Roman
There's gotta be.
I mean,
some.
my current Roman Empire, this is so boring, is decluttering. I think about it all the time.
Yeah, there's current Roman empires and there's like
your
Roman
I have
empire.
other ones that are like things I consistently think about, but they're not really like niche. They're more just like weird thought patterns that I just continually have.
Okay, that's
but
interesting.
Yeah, decluttering is probably right now. I literally listen to podcasts about it all the time. Read audio. I'm listening to an audiobook about it. I've been thinking about it for about a year, and it never really gets boring to me to think about just like, what do I have in my house and how can I get rid of as many things as possible?
I love that.
That's like, I don't know if it counts. Well,
it counts as a current obsession, Roman Empire.
If I say like birth order,
that's a Roman Empire. That is 100%
I've been
Roman
thinking.
Empire.
I don't know, but that's like an obsession. I've been thinking about people's birth orders since I first learned about it, which I was like 18 or 19.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time. Really quick, we're gonna say our group Roman empires.
Okay, our group Roman empires are. Wait, are we each saying?
Wait, let's explain what that is.
Okay,
you kind of already.
Well, in our situation, we have a unique situation because we have a huge family. We're like all of us are sisters. We also have worked together and lived together well into like adulthood, which a lot of people don't with their families. So it's like we just had this like sort of like closeness, and especially a love of psychology. I think Christina really started that, which was me, Christina, and Lisa would go to Borders, which is the bookstore. Do they still have Borders?
I don't know. It's dead.
It's like Barnes and Noble, but it used to be. It was the bookstore where we lived in the Sacramento area. We would go there after school and we would read psychology books and talk about different.
We read. We would all read, and then we get in the car and drive home. Well, I'd drive us home, and then we would all talk about like, oh, I just read this thing.
And there was like relationship ones, like men are from Mars, women are from Venus. And then we got really into commitment phobia. I actually still do think about that a lot.
Let's say our group. Okay. Our group Roman empires are birth order.
Oh, yeah.
We will never, ever stop. So since about 2008 or 9.
Literally.
Since 2008 or 9.
Do you have any siblings?
We will never stop talking about people's birth orders or thinking about them. Obsessive. It will never stop.
I just did that today. I do it on a multiple time a week basis. I just did that today to my babysitter. We were talking about my son Dominic versus my son Leo, and I was like, oh, Dominic totally has firstborn male energy. And I was just saying it like it was a casual comment. And then she was like, me, like, what? And I was like, they say that
they say
that when like the firstborn boy is like this and then the next is like this, and I just think that everyone knows that, but people look at me like, what are you talking, firstborn male energy? What does that mean?
So that's one. And then I would say personality types, especially Myers-Briggs. Once again,
Enneagram.
That's since about, what year was that? That was more like 2000, like 10, 11 maybe?
Yeah.
That was a little later. 11, 12?
And we get deep in the like we
12?
talk about like the cognitive functions of the
We got
Myers-Briggs.
so far into the Myers-Briggs.
And the Enneagram, what is it called? The social one-to-one and the self-preservation. What does that mean?
We get way too
We
into
talk
all
about
of
these
those things.
facets that explain so much.
And it's been 10 years or probably. So that will never
literally
die.
run like giant case studies.
Attachment theory now.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Yes.
So like dismissive avoidant, fearful avoidant, anxious, whatever. That, and then what else is a group Roman Empire? Is that it? That might be it.
Trauma.
Well, the movies, but I don't kind of.
I feel like we talk a lot about like trauma, and, like PTSD, like just like the effects of trauma.
PTSD. What?
Well, I'm saying like what
Talk about that?
we talk about, like how trauma can show up as other things. in
Oh,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So like, yeah, okay, that's probably it. So that's our group Roman empires.
Yeah, when I asked my husband, I was like, what are my Roman empires? He was like, you talk about psychological stuff a lot. And I was like, okay, but that's really broad. Like what? And I think that's what it is, those things.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if this counts as one, but basically the piano. I picture the piano at probably every day for some reason or another reason. I think about something that has to do with the piano.
Okay.
Probably every day, or I'm playing it in my mind, thinking about something that has to do with it, or like, oh, what's this interval, or what is this, or what is that? Just something random that has to do with the piano. It will never die. So definitely every week, and a lot of times every day, I would say, for sure. What?
Nothing. I was just thinking my next one. It was making me
What
laugh.
is it?
My next one is, and this is like broad but specific at the same time, because I'll explain. My Roman Empire is random people's relationships.
Oh my God.
I'm dead serious, y'all. Like,
Amy, we know you're serious.
I
We know.
I love it. I love to stalk their Instagrams. I always am doing the check-ins. Always check it, like every once in a while. But that's what I'm saying, is it's broad though, because a lot of times these people break up. So I get a new Roman
You have to keep
Empire.
getting a new one.
Yeah. But like, I was thinking about random couples every once in a while. And then I'll look them up and I'm like, wait.
And then you tell us, oh my gosh.
Yes,
and we're
oh
like,
my gosh,
Amy.
they broke up for their date.
What?
It's wild. It's wild. I just love human interest. Anything human interests me, okay? Like, the way that people socialize, the way they, like, all different relationships, all the things, the facts about people and their stories and stuff. I love it. I love it.
Okay. Next.
Okay, this is similar to Amy's. My next one is the lives of the people that I listen to their podcast.
Yes!
And I listen to some pretty obscure podcasts, so I really like to look people up and be like, who are they? And and I just wonder all the time, I wonder if they're like this in real life. And I try to like look at their Instagrams and see like, what is their family like? Do they seem like they are on the podcast? I wonder what it would be like if you met them in real life. Would they be the same? I don't know. I think about that all the time just because I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Oh, I love that.
Okay. So this is since, I think this counts, right? Our time in LA.
Oh.
So it was a period of time from 2010 to 2015. So it was like 5-ish years. And I think about it all the time. Definitely every week, just something pops in my head where I'm like, that really happened? All the time. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
that was our life. That happened to us.
Yeah.
That. It was just so bizarre. It was a very odd, just weird time. So many things happened that were very surreal and very not normal and just very weird.
You know, it's weird. I am the opposite of that. I rarely think about the time in LA. I was thinking through different time periods. The one thing I think about is the church we went to in Malibu and the choir that I was in.
Wait,
I think about the choir.
Are you serious?
And I think it's because like whenever if you're in church choir, you know, like every time you go to a church, which I do every week, you see the choir and you think of like songs you sang and how it was being in that choir and the people. And I wonder where I literally think of them. Because
you had a lot of like friendships in that choir.
I had a lot of friendships and it was a great choir, especially the Easter and the Christmas masses and the Holy Week. Every year I just miss. I mean, it's been years and it's been almost 10 years since we moved and I still wish I could go back and sing with that choir again. It was so fun. For Easter. Easter was magical.
It was pretty magical.
So yeah, that's the only thing I think about from that time period. And I think about it a lot.
This one's going to sound really, what was the word I was going to say? Annoying, because it's annoying to me. Well, it's not annoying. It's just going to sound like lame, and it is lame. My Roman Empire, because they pop into my head, is the men that I have dated.
Oh.
It like literally, I don't know. I think that might just, I don't know if it's a Roman Empire, but it pops into my head. And it's not just one, it's just many. They'll pop in randomly.
You just wonder how they're doing.
Pop in it. Yeah.
I think that's normal. I think
definitely
that's normal.
wondering how they're doing.
I think that's like normal.
It's just like, it's so, I don't know. It's not like super niche, but like, it really does pop into my head and I'll be like, okay. Next. That's what I say to myself.
I would say like from my teenage years, because that was such like a pivotal moment. A couple of those guys that,
where
I'm just like, well, also I'm just like, did that really happen?
You're like, did I really?
It's just weird to think about it so many times over and over, but it's like, it just pops. It's just the same thing as the LA time. I'm just like,
yes.
I'm like, did I say that? Did that happen?
And it's so random. It's never with warning. It's just like, ooh, jump scare.
Yeah, it's weird.
Okay, I have a deep one, and this is sort of like one that has changed a lot. Okay. And that is food. This was my number one Roman Empire for a decade. Literally obsession in a bad way of like
same
food and what I ate and how toxic it was or pure or inflammatory or like good, and if I felt good about myself that day or if I felt bad or if I needed to do another cleanse or you know, try some new diet or whatever. It was just like literally my Roman Empire of like not a weekly, an hourly thing. Also, I think when you're not eating enough, you think about food a lot.
Yes, because you're hungry.
You're hungry. And now I'm realizing I don't think about it that often, except I do think about what dinners I can cook that would be fun and exciting to switch it up. Oh, I think about my coffee. Fun. I just get excited because I have my cup of coffee every morning.
You can't say
that's that.
Your Roman Empire.
I know. It's not a Roman Empire, but I'm just saying like how this was a literal Roman Empire of like.
Yeah, I see.
I mean, it's like everywhere you go, you're like, what's going to be there? Is it gluten-free? Is it dairy-free? Is it this free? Is it that free? Like everything. Or
am I
like,
going to get poisoned?
Am I going to be hungry? I need to bring my own like acceptable snack, or maybe I shouldn't go. And then it's like, it just changes and you don't really think about it anymore. But now I just think about what I want to cook and I get excited about it. But it's not in this like obsession. It's like in a, I don't know. It's not like a daily thing. It's just like I want to make burgers. Maybe I'll do that next weekend.
Ooh, I love a burger.
Type of thing. So yeah, it's interesting how that changes.
Okay. So
I don't know.
Mine is the Industrial Revolution.
Wait, same. Literally
but
same.
Also not just that. Okay.
What's specific?
Okay, I would say really like, so that's like mid 1700s, mid 1800s, also into like 1900s,
like the
early 1900s. I think all the time I'm like, I think about stuff we're doing and then I'm like, oh, back at this time or back when they invented this. All the time, probably every week, I'm just thinking about that.
Yes.
And I always come back to the Industrial Revolution.
I get it. I truly get it.
Why you get it?
Because you can trace so many things,
but
like, socially too.
I always have like picture. I don't know why. I'm trying to think of when, like, and what would trigger that, but it's just every day. It's just everyday life.
Yeah.
I just think about things.
Do you think about like, I think about like the Great Depression a lot
No, I don't think about
And I'm
the Great
like,
Depression.
oh my gosh, like, what would I
that's after her
do
time.
if I was in this
No,
time?
I don't think about that.
I think about that. That's my
It's
industrial revolution.
earlier.
Okay.
I don't think about
Yeah,
the
that's
80s.
about-
I don't think about the 70s.
That's about like
Oh,
20
okay.
years before. Yeah.
I think it was because we had those American Girl books that were so good.
Yeah.
I actually think about those a lot. The like
Wait, the journal ones or the
there's
American Girl
both of them.
dolls?
There was Dear America and there was American Girl, and they were so
the
good.
American Girl books are your
Yes.
Roman Empire.
No, literally.
I love the American
I actually
Girl
just looked them
books.
up the other day because I think about like how good they were, and they taught me so
Wait.
much about history because they were
You know
historical
what
fiction.
It's one of my Roman empires.
What?
What?
This book
What book?
that
Tell it.
mom showed us. And I
What?
think it was called like The Magic Tree or
Yes,
something.
the magic tree.
I think about that
or was
probably.
it the giving tree?
No, it was not The Giving Tree. It was very niche. I don't know if it was actually called that. And I think about it like once a month. I don't know if I can even find what it is, but I remember I just thought it was like the best book ever. That might not at all be what it was called, but I was shook by it. And I think about it a lot. I don't know if I can even find it. I feel like it. No. I need to ask her if she even remembers what I don't remember enough about it. Yeah, I can't even find it when I'm Googling. I don't remember enough about it, but I thought it was like the best book, like the best thing ever. And I feel like I think about it like every month, and I'm like, what book was that? And I desperately want to find it.
I bet your mom could find
But
it.
I don't remember enough about it. I don't remember anything about it, but it was something about a tree. And it was
What
like, it was very
happened in
niche.
it?
I don't remember. I just remember it was the best book.
Oh, my book Roman Empire is The Seven Silly Eaters.
What?
I have not thought about that.
I don't remember
Where
that
they live in that.
You think about that?
Yes!
Every week?
The Seven Silly Eaters.
The
Every
Seven
month?
Silly Eaters, yes. It'll pop into my head. They're in like that room with all the bunk beds and there's all the meals and everything.
I
Wait,
remember it, but I
what?
never think about
book
it.
It's so good.
Oh my gosh.
Trying to think of what's my.
Also, Little House on the Prairie. I always think that I need to read them. I loved those
Okay,
books.
I can't say I love that at all, but
You love Little House on the Prairie?
no.
Yeah,
No.
that's what I thought.
I don't really think about that, no. But I feel like
I
our
actually do.
childhood had a lot of that in like Oregon Trail.
The Oregon
Oregon
You know
Trail.
what I'm talking about?
The
Actually,
video game or computer
That is a
game?
computer game.
Sorry.
I
that
think about that
homeschoolers play.
frequently. That was an amazing game. Amazing.
Every homeschooler I knew.
My gums are bleeding. That's what I remember.
What?
I have scurvy.
Catherine!
Because your character didn't get enough fruits and vegetables. I will always remember that. Like, am I going to get scurvy? Did you do yours yet?
No.
Okay.
Let's
What's yours?
see. Let me take a look-see at the old list that I... Okay. Okay. This is not... Okay, I don't know if this counts, okay, from my own, thing, but my Roman Empire is random sounds from TikTok that just parade through my head all day.
Oh my gosh.
All day and all night. Just constant. And random old ones will pop up and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I forgot about you. But like, I don't know what that means. And I don't think that it's like that niche, but like, I think about it.
I saw
very
a TikTok
frequently.
about that when someone was saying like my brain and it was just all these TikTok
Yes,
sounds.
that is my brain. It's disturbing.
Yeah.
I think that's
that's
probably
true.
pretty common.
It's disturbing. I think it is pretty common.
Okay,
It's
I
not
have
super
one that's
niche.
actually specific.
let's hear it.
Okay, my Roman Empire. This is like my real Roman Empire. Is I might be not phrasing this properly, but it's the hyper individualization of American culture.
Oh.
Oh, amen.
I feel like I talk about this all the time too.
Yes.
How like, and this was based on a couple books I read kind of around the same time about how we used to live in these intergenerational family structures where it was a family, their grandparents, the aunts and uncles. It was multiple generations living together under one roof. This is how culture was for like thousands of years. And then it might have been around the Industrial Revolution. I don't remember the exact time period, but sometime in the, I think 1900s, things completely shifted and it was like American culture became hyper individualistic. And it was like every man for himself. Every man is an island. And now that I'm a mom, I especially think like, wow, we are not better off for this mindset of like, you should be able to do everything by yourself. You should never ask for help. Like if you do, you're weak, or you should have to hire like other people and pay them to like help you. Like, it's like people used to live together with their families and they would help each other. And I'm like, that just sounds so much better than just doing everything on your own, especially being a parent. I think it's really difficult. And it's just sad that it's like, I don't know, it's foreign for people to ask for help. And it's like foreign for people to like help a lot of the time. You have to I don't know. It just seems really weird to me. I think it's wrong this way. So
I get it.
I think about that a lot.
Thanks for listening to the Cimorelli podcast. To hear the rest of this episode, join our Patreon at patreon.com/Cimorelli, where we post every episode in full. You can also watch all of our past seasons and Patreon-only episodes when you become a patron.
You've been listening to the Cimorelli podcast. Follow Cimorelli on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube. You can also find Cimorelli on Facebook and Instagram.